Good morning. Welcome back with the MQL Suite Morning Market Report. Investments with margin exchange involve considerable economic risks, and anyone who does them does so under their own and exclusive responsibility. Therefore, the author of this teaching session assumes no responsibility for any direct or indirect damages in relation to investment decisions taken by the listener. Today is Wednesday, the 10th of April. Today's agenda is particularly rich. The European Central Bank will meet in the afternoon, while in the evening the President Mario Draghi will hold his speech and the Fed will publish the minutes of the last meeting. Finally, Theresa May's press conference will follow the extraordinary European Brexit meeting. Investors return to fear an economic slowdown after the International Monetary Fund has revised its global growth forecasts for 2019 from 3.5% to 3.3%, the lowest level since the 2009 crisis. New fears for global growth are sparked by the opening of a new front of commercial clashes between the United States and the European Union. These days, the attention of operators is focused on the implications of commercial negotiations between the United States and China. In fact, despite the progress made, there are still many questions to be resolved that leave Washington unsatisfied. Misunderstandings between the parties cast doubt on the closure of the agreement within 4 weeks, as announced by Trump last weekend. Today, the Bank of Japan Governor Haruhito Kuroda has promised that the bank will continue the powerful monetary easing until the 2% inflation target is reached. Long-term government bond yields move at slightly negative rates due to the risk aversion of global investors, but they do not create problems, according to Kuroda. Japan's economic momentum is held back by car duties. The data on machinery orders in February disappointed expectations, as they showed a contraction of 5.5% against the 5.2% expected. Today, the Governing Council of the European Central Bank will meet in Frankfurt to discuss new expansionary measures, in particular with regard to possible future rates, in the face of slowing growth and inflation and the persistent risks to the Eurozone economy. The possibility of freezing rates until March 2020 could be discussed again, as a support measure if economic conditions deteriorate further. Another obstacle to forward guidance is the expiration of Draghi's mandate at the end of October. New variations would commit the new ECB president to rates over a longer period. The central bank could then take countermeasures to amortize the damage caused to banks' profitability by prolonged low rates. It's 24 minutes past 10 at this moment. The Australian dollar is still very strong. Audi CHF is gaining 0.51%, Audi Yen is earning 0.38%, Audi NZD is earning 0.28%, and Audi USD is earning 0.33%. CAD CHF is also strong and gains 0.24%. The euro is weakening versus the Australian dollar and loses 0.26%, while euro CHF is earning 0.13%. The pound is strong and GBP CHF is earning 0.28%, GBP NZD is earning 0.17%, and also GBP USD is earning 0.17%. Finally, USD CAD is losing 0.02% and USD CHF is earning 0.14%. Among the indices, the Australian index is earning 0.26%, while the Swiss index is earning 0.21%. Finally, among the commodities, the gold is appreciating versus the euro, but at the moment is on the daily parity. And the Brent and WTI are moving upward, with the Brent that is gaining 0.04% and the WTI that is gaining 0.06%. The strongest currency this morning is the Australian dollar that is gaining 2.38% on the basket. On the contrary, the weakest currency is the Swiss franc that is losing 1.52% on the basket. The best performance is recorded by Audi CHF that is gaining 0.52%. The worst performance is recorded by EUROD that is losing 0.28%. That's all for now. Have a nice trading.